I've been contemplating this 10th hexagram with excitement, but also curiosity and confusion. It's not feeling right for me to begin this contemplation with words from the original I Ching as I have with each of the previous contemplations. I actually feel like beginning the contemplation with some song lyrics from one of my favorite theme songs for life. I'm not going to sing them. We have Gavin DeGraw for that. But let's see if you remember this one, although it's been a few years since it was popular on the airwaves. I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. All I have to do is think of me, and I'll have peace of mind. I'm tired of looking around rooms wondering what I gotta do or who I'm supposed to be. I don't want to be anything other than me. Wow, I get chill bumps remembering how much this song meant to me when it first came out. And its themes are absolutely relevant to a contemplation of the 10th hexagram. In the original I Ching, this 10th hexagram was about the right way of conducting oneself. In the human design system, the 10th gate is about following your nature. It refers to the underlying code of behavior which ensures successful interaction despite circumstances. It is about, ultimately, the potential of being awake. And this is bigger than just interaction with others. This is about successfully interacting with the world itself. It's about the relationship between that which you are relative to everything else. So, we come into life with particular gifts and aptitudes. We might refer to these as pre-birth intentions. This isn't complicated to observe. Some people tend to be naturally athletic, others are naturally artistic, and some people are natural thinkers. Everyone has characteristics that are particular to their nature. Behavior, on the other hand, is something that we learn. The definition of the word behavior is the way in which one acts or conducts oneself, especially toward others. And it can be a real challenge for us at times. I, for one, have experienced tremendous pressure in the realm of behavior. It seems to me that I've been experimenting with different behaviors throughout life, trying to find a sense of belonging. Belonging. Longing to be. Who are we to be? Why are we here? What is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of my life? How are we to be? Paradoxically, we may discover that the answers lie in the questions. In the Gene Keys synthesis, Richard Rudd articulates that individual differentiation is the cornerstone of evolution itself. If we humans do not discover our own identity and uniqueness, we cannot transcend and move our society to a higher level. The blessing is that the more different we each allow ourselves to be, the more we operate as a unity. This is one of the most beautiful of all human paradoxes, that only through our very diversity can we arrive at our unity. Through the experience of life, we are exposed to energies that challenge us and keep us from experiencing and expressing our uniqueness. I think this is part of the point. The action of the collective is to override our unique qualities and homogenize us. So, how do we transcend the conditioning field? Rather than being what the world pressures us to be, what is the path toward becoming who we really are as a unique, individuated human being? The answer is to be found in self-love. One must learn to fall in love with one's self and one's own journey. Only then can you free yourself of conditioning and find one's perfected form as you intended in this incarnation. To survive the world and to follow one's convictions is the archetype of what it means to be a human. In the early stages of this process, it may look like self-obsession. As one begins to explore different spiritual modalities and turn inward to seek self-understanding, there is less and less space for awareness of others. Beginning to follow one's own inner authority and convictions in the face of external disagreement can be challenging. It can even lead to strong bonds being broken. It is important to understand that just as you have the right to be, and it is your privilege to become, so too does everyone else have the right to be. It seems to me that one of the greatest challenges humanity faces is that we tend to want to change other people to be like us. And this can also be true for those of us on a spiritual path. We can tend to become so obsessed with our own spiritual realization that we expect that our path is the right one for everyone, and that others should acquiesce to our way of being. As you continue to be more self-aware, though, something amazing and magical happens. Your searching begins to exhaust itself. You realize that the thing you are ultimately hoping to define cannot be defined, and that the answer to who you are is that you are everything, and nothing, and everything, and that everyone else is too. So, you see, self-obsession is a part of the journey. On the other side of it, you become more grounded, more natural. You're no longer trying to pretend or striving to be who anyone else wants you to be. You just are what you are, and in your knowing, you know your true nature, and in your knowing of your true nature, you be. Life becomes more relaxed, more playful, more easy. You may actually find yourself doing less in life, but you do everything with a certain quality of care. Ultimately, you begin to feel less like you're doing things and more like life is happening through you. The differentiated self that you worked so hard to find in the earlier stages of your experience becomes coherent with something higher and bigger and greater than you. This can be understood as pure consciousness that expresses through all things. The difference between who you are now and who you were then is that now you've done your work. You've released much of the accumulated conditioning that has been inhibiting your light. I hope there's something in this contemplation that's been of use to you. I understand that each human being each spiritual being has a unique path, and that you are the only one who can tread your path. My hope in recording these contemplations is that I may be of service in some way. As I am someone who has embarked on a journey to know myself, maybe I can be someone who can liberate others to do the same. If you've made it this far in listening to this contemplation without thinking I'm a total weirdo, it means to me that you are on a spiritual path, and that you are a part of the fractal of human beings right now that are supporting a collective awakening of our species. I'd like to thank you. I'd like to close out this contemplation with an attunement that I learned from Paul Selig, whose books have changed me profoundly. This simple attunement, when spoken silently or aloud, will support you in being and becoming who you truly are in any moment. And it's easy to remember. Here we go. I know who I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am here. And now I'm going to try something different. I'm going to fade out this relaxing background music and share a chord with you. A space C-H-O-R-D. A chord. This is one of several go-to sounds that I have available to me that arrest me and wash my entire being with light and bring me into immediate resonance with the truth. I don't know if this sound will work for you. I will share it, and then you will have the opportunity to discern. The sound comes to us courtesy of the Phantom Regiment Drum and Bugle Corps, and the genius composer is Camille Saint-Saëns. It's from his organ symphony. Prepare yourself and open yourself up and say yes to this. 3, 2, 1.